Hey, yo.
Back, Hir-O.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters Hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
New ass chair. I thought I was bullshitting. New chair, new chair, new chair,
New chair. Hey man, we you know, if you're current on SwordCast lore,
yeah,
we had moments where on the last episode where Hir-O here became frustrated with his current chair situation.
Yeah, motherfucker kept sinking for no reason.
And he said, you know what? I'm going to get a new chair live on the air.
Right this instant.
And now
and I did.
Said chair is here.
Got it.
Boom shaka.
Yoga. Boy.
Bang. Sweet, man. Yeah, man. Look. We celebrated Halloween on the last episode. Y'all gotta chill jumping from Halloween to Christmas.
Oh no, it's Christmas time already. Yes, it already. I'm Christmas tree about to get one today, right now.
Oh man, I love Christmas just as much as the next person, but dog, they be just Halloween, November 1st, dog.
Oh, Christmas.
Oh man, but yeah, man. Welcome to the SwordCast, new episode. What are you into currently, my friend?
I am.
Hey man, we just got an email.
Oh yeah.
It's, there's no music coming out after this Vagabond EP on November 17th, though.
Yep.
Nope. What music? What feature?
Me, I'm gonna be rapping. Just kidding.
No,
I ain't never rapped before. I did once. There technically exists one Hir-O verse out there. It's not out there. It's on my computer, so it'll never be out there.
I would.
Yeah, not gonna be able to.
Not leaving in your house until I hear.
Not gonna be able to. Nope. It's more like a hook, but nope.
Still gotta hear.
Yeah.
But what are you into, man? What are you into currently, my friend? What episode is this? Like 138, maybe? I'm kind of just I got to a point where I thought I may have known the number.
It's 138,
and I've been pretty much just going off of that. So if I was wrong that one time, that means every single episode from like episode 120 is wrong.
It's episode 100 and Saban Lee, who doesn't play for the Pistons. Out the league now. Too bad.
Oh no.
I've been playing Gotham Knights, bro.
Hey, what are your thoughts? Because I thought that people hated it.
It's actually all right.
Okay.
The gameplay is fun. It is fun. The graphics are not good. I mean, the graphics are okay, but they look like a PS4 game. Like I think that's the thing that people were frustrated by.
Okay.
It's low frame rate, and the graphics look very much like they almost look like high end PS3 graphics. Like the character models, they do not look impressive at all.
Okay.
But the game, like the scrapping is actually pretty good. They do this. It's like kind of a halfway grindy sort of game where they like level up all of the enemies to like always be as strong as you no matter what. Which there's like never, except for in the story missions, but like the random encounters that you have. It's like, so I done did all this grinding and got all this legendary gear for y'all niggas to just magically be stronger than me for just out of nowhere.
It'd be
I'm fucking the Red Hood, bro. Like
what-
I'm a superhero. You just some random nigga in a gang,
Why are you?
and you whooping my ass.
Jeez. Here we go. Was this Elden Ring?
Right, a sheep that walks by just has the ability to one shot you.
It has a bomb in it and just explodes and kills you.
But I mean, I have gotten to a point now where I'm starting to get legendary gear, and it makes it a consistent challenge. Like you never like walk through people, but I'm like figuring it out and pretty dominant. Favorite two characters. I was actually very disappointed because I'm a big fan of Nightwing, but he's my least favorite character in terms of the gameplay. Red Hood is probably the next lowest on the tier. But to me, the two standouts are Batgirl and Robin. They are, and this is Tim Drake Robin with the bow staff.
I was just about to ask. Okay.
Yeah, he is a beast, and so is Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. I used to be really into Batman lore, not as much anymore. I haven't read any Batman comics in years. But apparently, this is Batgirl post Oracle. So like after because she was Batgirl, and then she got paralyzed and became Oracle, who was like Batman's like gadget tech hacker assistant. But now she's not paralyzed anymore and is Batgirl again and kicking ass. I can't remember when that happened. I don't know when that happened, but she's dope. Good game. I would like to play it with the multiplayer just to see what that's like. But all of my friends think it sucks. So don't nobody want to play that shit with your boy.
So who are if you can, who are all the playable characters on that game?
Just the four main bat children.
Bat children.
Yeah, it's Tim Drake. Sorry, Dick Grayson as Nightwing, Jason Todd as Red Hood, Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, and Tim Drake Robin.
Okay.
So. Missing, well, I don't know. It could be, actually, I'm not even going to say anything because I already know if I say something and I haven't beaten the game yet, somebody's going to say, well, you stupid motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. So whatever. We'll see what happens. Good game though. I mean, it is a game that is better than I expected. I don't think it's worth it. They charging people like next gen price, which is the $10 more.
Yeah, and it's like, and you're saying it's kind of a PS4 previous generation.
It's like in terms of graphics, it's an average PS. It's not even like the Last of Us or The Last of Us Part 2 or like Ghost of Tsushima or Red Dead Redemption. The graphics are like nowhere, not even in the same league as that.
Oh wow!
And these games came out like. I mean, graphically, it's similar to like Arkham Knight, which came out like 10 years ago. So
wow, but
the action though is good. I will give it that. So all in all, it's a pretty good game. I don't know that I should have paid full price for it, but it's I've been enjoying my playthrough. So
okay, boom. All right, man. So yeah, I've been, same stuff, man. Berserk. I finished. So, I finally finished the Conviction arc, man. It was super long. I'm on the Millennium Falcon arc now. Just
the
like,
what arc?
Right, the Millennium Falcon arc.
Dude, I mean, is that obviously a reference to Star Wars, or what are we doing here?
I mean, hey, I'm sure it's got to be at some point.
Millennium Falcon. Is it? Okay. All right.
But Yo, just man, I've been raving about Berserk on here. It's just so good, man. It's crazy how good things only last for like 2 panels. Like not even a full chapter of good stuff. Like something good happens and you're like and then you turn the page. Nope.
What?
Like literally something bad happens on the very next page on. But the conviction arc was so amazing. It just really takes it just takes everything bad about organized religion and it just kind of puts it in this ball and just makes it as evil as it could possibly be.
Right, bro.
It's so good. There's so many like just little references in it too, man. Like the villain is
Hold on.
what?
Doug, I just seen this. So Michigan politics real quick. Tudor Dixon lost to
Big Gretch.
And so I don't think this is real, but it's a tweet that says from Tudor Dixon, I too like the buff sunglasses. And then the replies are, nah, you was trying to make me keep that baby with old girl.
Oh my God.
That is horrible. I'm going to hell for laughing at that.
Oh
Come on, dog.
Jesus.
But yeah, shout out to Prop 3 passing. Right to choose. Obviously ridiculous that we even have to think about that, but
Right. Old white men, quit making rules about women's bodies.
Right.
Go away.
but we came out and voted. It was good. We both voted yesterday.
Yes, sir.
All good.
What was your voting experience, by the way?
It was cool. I went in the middle of the day. I went at like 1. I mean, I went at like 12:30 expecting it to be quick, but there were a lot of people there, which is good.
Yeah, this is good.
And it was hot as fuck in the room for some reason, but
Yeah, I went around the same time.
yeah.
It was like a little.
When you texted me, I was like literally
so
leaving.
Was I was going there when I texted you, and it was like a little mini crisis. They lost a ballot or something, and they were like freaking out because they couldn't find us. So they were like, "Where's 174? Where's number 174?" And then and it was like a young girl that was working there, so she was just kind of like freaking out a little bit. It was pretty crazy, but yeah, it was a good experience. But yeah, bro, Berserk, man, just classic. The villain in this arc is this Father Mazgas. He's like this crazy, just horrifying, like preacher type of character, and it's just like you see all these. And you just see all these people that follow this guy despite all the evil that they do, because they just think, since he's supposed to be a preacher, that it's, you know what I'm saying, that it's all good. And they torture people, and basically what happens is anybody that goes against, the word or the faith, they torture them and they kill them, and it's like there's like this
Weird. Right.
so weird.
Weird.
There's this
almost like that happened in history or something.
Man, there's this like room that they torture these people, and it's just over the top, worse than you're even imagining right now. Just whatever you're thinking, it's worse. Basically, what happens is all the bad energy and just all the evil that has been, it basically takes a physical form and just like swallows up this place, and it's so crazy. And then even when Guts fights this guy, like he just takes on this crazy form, and he's like it just takes on this like stone form, and it's just like it's just like a good metaphor for like the stoning that they used to do back in the Dark Ages, and it's so good, bro. And but like I said, it's a long arc. You finally get your moment, and then it's like, nah, bro, it's Berserk. Everything sucks. Everything's dark. You forgot. You know what I'm saying? But Guts, man, like he's becoming one of my favorite characters, man. I was talking to you. So again, going back to the swordsman question, remember we talked about that. And it's like, I have enough evidence now. Like, yeah, Guts is one of the GOATs, swordsman. And I think my favorite thing about him is that, like, he's this big, strong guy, and he uses this huge weapon, but he's not a brute. You know what I mean? Like, he's really fast. You know what I mean? he's strong, but he's not a brute though. He got tech and he's fast. Right. So I think that's what makes him really impressive. But yeah, man, Berserk 10 out of 10. Let's go. Can't wait to get further. That's kind of what I've been on. I did it's been a while since I competed in jiu-jitsu, man. Right. I actually did competed in no-gi for the first time ever. I'm always doing gi. So that was cool. I did that last weekend.
How'd it go?
It was good, man. So it was a quintet tournament, right? It's like when you do this is my first time doing that. So quintet is like it's different schools, right? The 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, different schools in Michigan. Each team's got 5 guys. You go against a school. So say 2 guys go out. It's submission only. The matches are 6 minutes. If you win, you stay in, and the other person that you beat is eliminated from that team. If nobody wins after 6 minutes, it's a tie. You're both eliminated, and the team that loses all their guys first loses. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, it reminds me of like tournament mode on a fighting game.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of dope.
Yeah, so it was like that. It was a good experience, man. I did good. I won 2, tied 1, and lost 1. So I did good. The one I lost, I had me and this guy, we banged heads. Ooh. And it kind of shook me up a little bit after that, and then I ended up losing to the guy. But just
was it that like you remember how when you bang heads with somebody and it sounds like 2 bowling balls running into each other?
Was
it one of those?
It was like a quick, but it really, like, I was dizzy and stuff, and I was like, even my master was like, make sure you don't have a concussion. You know what I'm saying?
Well, wait a minute. How does one? Hey, let me just check to see if I got a concussion.
Nah, for sure. But it was it was a good experience. Like I said, the one I lost, the guy's his jiu-jitsu wasn't good. I should have won, but everything when you do these things, like, I just look at it as because we always talk about, right, in the MMA community, in the martial arts community, there's so much of that, like, just that fake alpha male, like you know what I'm saying, like, just the tough guy thing, and so I just approach it with, it's really it's not about it's no winning and losing, even though I do actually have a really good record competition wise. I think I'm like, if I were to add up all the times I've competed, I think I'm like 12-3 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't really look at it like wins and losses. It's just the thing I like the most about jiu-jitsu is I've never lost without learning something. You know what I'm saying? I've never lost without looking at it and knowing and then coming away from it knowing exactly why I lost and how I lost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And doing other martial arts in my life, I think this is the first time where I feel like anytime I lose, there's a purpose, and I learn from it. There were some other times when I would be training, like even when I was doing like Wing Chun for so many years and doing Kung Fu and stuff, like, I get beat up and it's like there's no learning there. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I'm not walking away from it understanding. It's just like frustration. And you know what I'm saying? I don't get that in jiu-jitsu. So that's one thing that I like the most about it. But yeah, man, boom.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to the martial arts.
Shout out to my teammates too, man. I'm really proud of those guys. They did really good, man. Some beasts out there.
Do your trainers, Wayne and what's the other guy's name?
Tracy.
Do they don't compete, do they?
Nah.
Are they both masters?
Yeah, black belts, both of them. Nah, they don't, but they were both there. But yeah, man, good experience. It was dope. But yeah, bro, shout out to Kyle, my guy Kyle.
It's always Kyle, bro.
Kyle's it's like a character.
Yeah, Kyle can hoop and he can fight. Because Kyle Felix, he could hoop. He didn't follow basketball as much as he did martial arts, but he could hoop too.
Right, bro. My guy Kyle. He's kind of been there since the beginning of my jiu-jitsu journey, man. He's a blue belt as well, and he is just like, I train against him all the time. We always stalemate ever since the beginning of time. It's like Ken and Ryu, or you know what I'm saying, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. But he's just a beast. Like, this dude is jacked, super athletic. I remember one time I was training with him, and he's huge. Like, his nickname is the Hulk. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what we call him.
And Kyle also always got muscles, because Kyle Felix is a literal bodybuilder now. He went from being a basketball player to a martial artist to now he's a bodybuilder.
So Kyle he's got experience in other martial arts. So but he's just physically like a beast. Like, he's huge and strong. He's also got really good jiu-jitsu, super quick, explosive, fast. My favorite story is one time I was training with him, and I was like dead tired, and my man just does a kip up. And I was like, wait a minute.
Dog. Whoops. Like, that's not good.
But shout out to him. Shout out to Colin, man. He was another guy that was on the team.
Colin. For me, in the parallel universe, for me, it was Colleen. White girl, long legs.
Yeah, man.
Nasty. Kicks. Kick the shit out of you from way over there. Range.
But yeah, he's another. You know, it's hard to find when you do martial arts. It is kind of hard to find people that you gravitate towards, because, like I said, there's so much. There's a lot of ego and alpha maleism involved in jiu-jitsu, and then these are just two guys that, you know, outside of my masters who I've you know, gravitated towards, and I, you know, enjoy training with them and stuff. So shout out to those guys. Boom. Let's go, man. Quick wrestling recap. You already know we got started off. Orange Cassidy.
Let's go.
This guy finally getting the love he should be getting in AEW. I love this guy. They had Shibata come through. That was fire.
Yeah.
But let's be real. I want to see Shibata versus Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Kingdom, man. Let's go.
That's been talked about for like
it has
a long
been
time.
talked about. I just hope it happens. That would be amazing. Orange Cassidy, really dope. We got Full Gear coming up, I think.
Yeah. Not this weekend, but next weekend.
I think it's in a couple of weeks. Let's go, man. They've been doing the little elite teasers and So I'm just ready for Kenny and the Bucks to come back. The match I want at Full Gear, man, just give me Kenny and the Bucks versus Death Triangle for the trios titles. That's what I want.
And you gotta have, and I love Death Triangle, but you gotta have the Elite go over.
Yeah, that match would just be incredible, and I really, really, really want to see that, man. So please, let's get that at Full Gear. And then, you know, Wrestle Kingdom on the horizon in January. Like, let's get Kenny over there. Give us Kenny versus Will Ospreay, man. Ospreay beat Naito at the New Japan pay-per-view match was fire. So I hope we get that too. And yeah, man, WWE, bro, like, like I said, WWE's been good. Rollins is the United States champion. Austin Theory tried to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and it was unsuccessful. And I saw a lot of people that were like mad about it, right? Like complaining that he
mad about what?
That he cashed in and lost, and then it's like bad booking and stuff. And it's like, you can't have a 100% success rate with people cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase, because then it's like it takes away the, you know what I'm saying?
But it's also, aren't people saying that like that his whole Austin Theory was just Vince McMahon's pet project?
Vince loved him. I mean, Triple H obviously liked him too, because he, you know, got him in NXT and stuff. But I think Triple H is just kind of slowing him down a little bit, because Vince was like super obsessed with this guy. But yeah, man, and then I don't know, on Raw, Asuka and Io Shirai got into they were like arguing in Japanese, and it was hilarious. And I think like, yes, let them do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't force these.
I love that, bro.
Don't force them to go out and like try to speak English, man. Like it was so funny.
You know what though? I think they should do that more, and I think AEW does a pretty good job of letting like Pentagon and Phoenix give their promos in Spanish. Yeah, because Spanish is the second language in the United States. There's like a ton of people who speak Spanish. It sometimes it doesn't need to be for English speakers.
Yeah, and that's how I feel too. Like let these people just do their thing, man, and stop trying to make them sound You gotta be American. You're you're evil if you're not speaking English.
Honestly, bro, I think that might have been the only thing that killed Shinsuke Nakamura's momentum.
100%, because at that time that was all Vince. You know what I mean?
You either get him a mouthpiece, or you just have him just speak Japanese.
Yeah, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Don't nobody care about, like, there's some people who you come to see for what they're gonna say on the mic,
and there's people who you come to see what they're gonna do in the ring.
And Shinsuke is definitely the latter.
Yes,
like, don't nobody care about what he has to say, right? Like,
right. But yeah, I hope, my hope is that they do, bruh, because obviously they got the tag team thing going on right now, right, with Asuka and Alexa Bliss, and then Io and Dakota Kai. I am really hoping that at WrestleMania we get Io versus Asuka 1-on-1. That's one of my dreams.
Has that not happened in WWE?
Not in WWE.
Well, it happened in Stardom
years ago.
That was when Asuka was like the queen over there, and Io was like
on the come up. Yeah. So those two, man, that's a match I've been wanting to see for years. So if that happens, that'll be like a dream match. So that'd be dope. Boom. Moving on, quick sports.
Wait a minute. Well, speaking of sports, I'm reading something here that sounds like it probably is bullshit, but apparently John Sally reveals that Phil Jackson benched Kobe Bryant in his 81-point game to prevent him from scoring 100. and so, whatever.
Yo, how you feel about that?
I mean, if it's true, that's bullshit. I also don't think it's true, because I mean, he played like the whole fucking game, didn't he? Like, when did he get benched?
I think he might have not played. I know this sounds ridiculous, but I don't think he played in the fourth quarter in that game.
Really?
Look it up. I mean, I would obviously hope not. I really hope that he didn't score 81 points in 3 quarters. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember it that well. But if that happened, that would be absolutely just a heinous crime of.
Dog, this nigga was 28 for 46 from the
Bro,
the
let me
floor.
just say this, okay?
Good grief.
Let me just say this, because you just read that, right? 28 for.
No, he played 42 minutes. That's bullshit.
Oh yeah, so he played most of the game. So how many field goals?
He made 28
28 shots. Some of y'all who love basketball, you can't even make 28 shots in the gym by yourself,
right. Yeah.
let alone shoot 28 shots. Mm-hmm. Non-contested, not in the game. This dude made 28 shots.
Yep, and shot a high percentage. Shot 20 out of 46.
46 shot attempts
He was
with defense on you the whole time. That's a lot. I don't know if some of y'all
61% from the floor. Jesus Christ. And made 7 out of 13 threes.
That wasn't a fluke. Like
18 from 20 from the stripe.
Oh my gosh.
6 boards, 2 assists. 3 steals.
I'm getting quadruple teamed. I'll kick this one out.
Right. Kwame Brown. That nigga had 3 points that game.
Yo,
Kwame. Jalen Rose had 17, 6 and 5. Mike James was pretty good for a couple years.
He was a
he had 26 and 10.
He was kind of a pit bull type of guard.
Him and Lindsey Hunter in that backcourt, boy.
Man, getting steals from professional ball handlers at half court.
Dog, niggas was getting ripped at half court. Professional ball players in the NBA. Lindsey Hunter and Mike James was taking the ball from niggas in the open court. Seriously, you don't see that. For y'all that don't play basketball, that's not a thing that you see past like middle school.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, you literally never see somebody just get straight up pickpocketed.
So dudes getting pickpocketed on a professional level is crazy.
1-on-1, he was a single man full court press. Lindsey Hunter, one of the best perimeter defenders of all time. Like, it makes me. I got respect for Marcus Smart being tough, but like, he can't shoot, which annoys me, and he like perimeter defender. He'd be doing too much flopping for me.
Right.
But if you look at people like Mike James, Lindsey Hunter, Joe Dumars back in the day, like those were the niggas that was locking cats up like on the perimeter in a way that you don't see anymore. Like some of it is rule changes, but some of it is also like
flopping
different
back then.
Yeah,
like
some of it is effort too.
Yeah, they're just playing. That's what it is. Is when these guards are bringing the ball up the floor, they're being cool and relaxed, and these cats was just playing harder and just wouldn't stop and wouldn't go away. You know what I'm saying? They just bothering you to the point where you literally like, bro,
fine. You want the ball here, nigga.
God,
whatever.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. But yeah, bro, quick sports check-in. What's going on with your guys?
Playing better as of late. I didn't, they're playing about as well as I would have hoped. Some injuries still. Jalen Duren is back. And also, I think we found out that like Jalen Duren is definitely better than Nerlens Noel, who was hurt for the beginning of the year, but he actually got healthy when Jalen Duren went out, which was good for backup big rotation. But when he was out there, he wasn't very good. I think Jalen Duren is already better than him, so I don't think he should start because I think Beef Stew has been playing a lot better lately. So
he's
been playing better.
I will say that he is definitely. I was a little worried about him.
Me too.
At the beginning of the season,
for sure. Me too.
Not because he's not good, but just because Jalen Duren was just doing more of the things that the team needs.
Exactly.
And Isaiah wasn't really offering those things, but he's been much better the last
been much
few
better
games.
Defensively. He's been scoring pretty well. Mm-hmm. He's been rebounding well.
He can shoot the ball so much better than I ever thought he could.
Yeah. No, he's got potential. He's not there yet, but he's got potential to be a legitimate stretch.
I just think it's just his like build that kind of, you know what I'm saying?
He's like a defensive lineman.
Yeah, so you kind of like don't think he's that skilled.
Like a 6'8" edge rusher.
He's got some skill though.
No, he's good. Jaden Ivey had been playing kind of bad in the past two games. He had he started off last game really poorly. But one of the things that was very encouraging was, and Cade as well, they both started. Cade, Ivy, and Bogdan all started off last game trash.
Right.
Like, I think there were something like 6 for 28 from the field in the first half combined. It was terrible. Cade and Jaden both pulled it together and both
Bogey's
had really good games.
He's been hooping too, obviously.
He didn't have a good game last game, but that was his worst game of the year. He's been on fire. And I'm not worried about him. But what I was really encouraged by was the fact that both Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham were able to string together really good games after starting bad. Like that's the sign of a good player. That's a sign of a star. Can you still affect the game even if you've been starting off poorly, right? Because I think I'm trying to pull up the box score right now. OKC. Yeah, so I think Cade started off like 2 for 9 in the first half. Jaden Ivey was like 1 for 7 from 3.
Denny's all-day diner deals value. And
I can't turn it off because it's one of those hidden ads that I can't find.
Oh my gosh.
Nope, that's the best one.
Only at
Getting
Denny's.
attacked.
Jesus Christ. Right. Buy this shit, motherfucker. So Cade ended up shooting. He got it together. He didn't shoot well. He was 8 for 21, but he ended up with damn near triple-double, 21, 11, and 7. And Jaden Ivey, 15, 11 boards, and 6 assists, right? So, like, they really, really put it on in the second half. They look good. They look like the backcourt of the future. Very excited to see that. Sadiq Bey absolutely dunked on somebody.
Absolutely dunked on somebody.
He definitely dunked on him. Like it was no confusion. He definitely dunked on somebody. And they look good. Like that's the kind of game that you want to see from those three guys. Two negative observations. Cade is getting it together, but he still does too much of this. I'm like super cool and collected, and I'm gonna not play that hard until it's too late.
We talk about that all the time about him, and I told you I have a kid that plays for me named Owen, and he is the exact same way. Right. And sometimes it's a good thing because he doesn't get rattled by
Right.
pressure.
You
know
don't
what I'm
want nobody
saying?
to speed you up.
He doesn't get sped up, but it's that the part where it's harmful is there's no sense of urgency. You know what I'm saying? There's no, I got to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And at some I kind of do that in jiu-jitsu. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm super just kind of very reserved person. You know what I'm
I
saying?
used to do that in fighting games. And
Yeah.
then I started to lose in a way where it's like, wait a minute,
I'm actually like better.
Yeah, I was not supposed to lose that game. It's because I let my opponent get too comfortable because I was just trying to feel him out. Like, no, go out there and blow somebody out real quick.
Yeah. And that's how I feel, bro. That's exactly how I feel about the Vikings right now. It's just they're good. They're 7-1, but sometimes I just be like, will y'all stop playing close games and just decisively blow somebody out once? You know what I'm saying?
Last point about Jaden Ivey. He shot like 7 threes in the first half, and it was like, yo, his shooting is way further away than I would have hoped. He's got a lot of work to do on that, and also like he doesn't have a choice but to figure it out because his speed is so crazy that they're not going to allow him to just go to the basket, and they're going to give him that shot. So in order for them to, he's got to make them respect him so that he can activate the rest of his game, which is getting to the basket with his speed.
Yeah, he's being defended very similarly to how people were ironically enough, were defending Ja Morant when he first came into the league.
Also, Russell Westbrook now.
And Westbrook now, yeah.
Yep.
Which is a little more on the disrespectful side, but
for sure. He'll figure it out, though. He's a child. They're all
he's a baby.
Right, 20,
He'll
19,
right.
something. He'll be fine.
Yep.
It's good.
Yeah, man. Obviously, my guys, the Warriors. So before we get into the things that are bothering me a little bit, for the record, I am not worried at all about their record right now. That doesn't worry me.
Yep.
Like I said, we're kind of seeing Coach Kerr figure out how he's going to work these young guys in. He's kind of figuring out his rotation right now. And, kind of figuring out what are we doing with Jordan Poole? You know what I'm saying? Are we giving him the keys or are we still bringing him off the bench? He
got to start, man.
Yeah, I agree. He's figuring out his rotations right now. Steph Curry against the Kings, 47 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 7 threes, 17 to 24 from the field, and a thug tech. Yes. Did you see the thug tech?
I didn't see that. What happened?
My God, bro. He got fouled going to the rim, got up, and let me see if I can find this. Man's got up and just went like 2 inches in from the ref, and just like the ref was just horrified and just teed him.
Hold
up.
on, I'm about to.
It was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So we're 1-0.
Motherfucking goddamn it! All right, here we go.
Oh, is this the thug tech?
Steph Curry. Steph Curry banked it home. He's got 29. Look at Steph. Oh, no.
Let's go, thug tech.
He wanted a foul. He pump faked him.
And my thing is like, because bro, Steph really does not get these calls, bro, and he's like the best point guard ever. He's a 4-time champion. Why does he not get these foul calls? He really doesn't, bro. He gets hammered sometimes, and he does not get these calls that some of these other players get.
You know what's interesting? I had the same observation watching Bogdan Bogdanović yesterday, where like so for those who aren't like super like nerdy sports fans, there is a real thing. There's a such thing as like refs respecting certain players and certain teams differently. And the reason why you could tell is because Bogdan used to play for a good team. The Jazz were never like championship contenders, but they were always respected.
one of the best teams.
And he never used to react at all. But you could tell like he is legitimately
he's getting treated differently.
Flabbergasted at how different he's being treated to the point where he's gotten at least one tech where it's like, yo, like don't y'all remember me when I played for the other team? Like, oh, these niggas weak, so you don't respect them, so you're not gonna give me the call. I see. Right. Like that's a real thing, and it's also a thing that frustrates Cade, where it's like, bro, like he's done enough now to show you that he's one of the young stars. Like, give him the fucking calls. When it comes to Steph, like y'all got no excuse. This nigga is like the best point guard maybe of all time. Like, what are we doing here?
Dog, 100%, bro. And like I think, a couple years ago we had that thing where there's like an emphasis on, these guys getting to the free throw line so much. But it's like, bro, y'all gotta. It's the same with like pass interference calls in the NFL and like the calls, they're starting. The refs are like thinking too much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's annoying. But anyway, back to what I was saying. And we're kind of seeing this thing where Kurt's figuring out his rotation. The problem right now, I mean, Steph's been unbelievable. He's having an MVP year. He's unreal. He's efficient too. Like he's playing so well. Yeah. The problem with the team is they don't play no D, which sounds crazy because but it's defense, man. They're scoring. They can't stop anybody. They don't have good perimeter defense. Like you can't, like Clay can't be your best perimeter defender anymore. He's not. He's not there anymore. He can't be your best perimeter defender like he used to be.
Steph Curry this season, 33, 7, and 7 from 51% from the floor, 43 from 3, 94 from the line.
Ridiculous. Draymond can't be your best perimeter defender. He can't be your best help side defender. He can't be your best rim protector. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some of these guys got to start filling these roles, man. Andrew Wiggins has been good, but he hasn't been what I thought he was going to be on the defensive end, like how he was in the playoffs last year. Like I want to see that Andrew Wiggins. I know it's early, but he's got to step up on perimeter defense. These young guys, like they have to start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Moody, Kuminga, these guys got to start getting it on defensively, because if they don't, what are we going to do? Because you kind of talked me off the James Wiseman ledge the other day a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm really frustrated with him. Earlier in the season, he was kind of showing some promise, but he really can't defend at all. And that's what's kind of hurting him, and why he can't get on the floor. He's not a good defender, and as big and athletic as he is, he's not a rim protector either. So
hold on, let me assuage those fears just a little bit more. He's played a total of 49 NBA games.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about, because he basically came straight out of high school, and then he missed his first 2 years with injury. So he really has not had the experience at all.
No.
So I'm going to give him some more time, but I am getting frustrated with like Kuminga,
Sure.
We talked about how, you can't only want to score 30. You got to do the other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There was a lot about his game that showed that he wasn't really ready yet. Though.
Yeah. And that's kind of where he's at too. But I mean, if we just figure those things out, figure out what we're doing with Jordan Poole, I think they'll be fine. So, boom. All right, man. Let's get into this real quick before we start talking about the meat and potatoes of this episode, which is some Tales of the Jedi. Going to talk about some Star Wars stuff here. Got a quick section of Do You Care? Just real quick section. So, The Acolyte, right? This is going to be another Star Wars show, and recently what happened was nobody knew what the show was going to be about, and we finally have like the synopsis. Okay,
I knew what it was going to be about.
Oh, well then I stand corrected. But they leaked the official synopsis for it. So The Acolyte is going to be a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. A former Padawan reunites with her Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever anticipated. I mean,
that actually is a little different than I thought.
Okay.
It's mostly the same, but there is something that I'm very excited about that I'm unsure about now.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So 2 things. Do you care? And is this going to be animated in the same way that all the other stuff is animated, or is this going to be like a live action?
Live action.
That is encouraging.
Yes. As far as I'm aware, it's live action.
Okay.
And also, I thought it was going to be, and I'm a little, if it's what I heard just now, I'm a little less excited about it. What I heard initially was that it was going to be like a straight up like dark side story.
Yeah.
Where you're following, the main character is a Sith apprentice, which I think would be way more interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
But what I am excited about, they keep like, I just want to make super duper sure. Okay, so they're very, and I think they just scared, man. They're very tongue in cheek about who they want, like how they're announcing this. But they announced Amandla Steinberg, who was Rue from the Hunger Games.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
As the lead character.
Okay.
So black woman. I'm already 100% with it. But they've been like kind of, is she the main character? Is she not? Because I think they just scared of like, white people immediately gonna fucking
Nigger, not watching it.
Right, like just off top.
Won't be watching.
Right.
Diversity agenda.
I mean, come on. So she has been. This is Deadline that shows that she's gonna be in it now.
Wokeism.
Whether she's, I think
when you go woke, you go broke.
I think she's gonna be the main character. I think that I would be way more interested. I'm gonna watch it either way. I'm excited either way. But I was really hoping that that we got to see her as like a dark side apprentice, and she end up turning into a dark Jedi, or like she ends up turning away from the dark side. But just seeing it from the dark side perspective, or maybe they could do a situation where she's the apprentice she's a Padawan who gets corrupted to the dark side. But I'm just interested in a dark side story.
Like,
that would be really cool.
Something different. Man. It would be cool. It would be, because a lot of Jedi who do get turned to the dark side, like there's a lot of stuff there. You know what I'm saying? Sure. It's happened to a lot of characters, and it's a very human side of the Jedi too. So I think they should definitely do that. But I do care. Do you care?
Hell yeah, I care. Let's
go. Especially since it's live action. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
The God of War, man. New God of War game out. Do you care? Did you get it? Do you care?
I didn't get it yet. I am going to get it. I care. I don't care quite as much as everybody else does. I have not flat out not a fan of God of War.
Me either. Sorry, guys.
But the last game was dope. God of War for PS5 was fire. It was a really good game. And so I will play the second game, but I'm not like a super fan of God of War series. I think Kratos is really kind of a boring character to me. He's just he's just like brooding, angry, strong man who is the Hulk, kind of.
Karrion Kross.
Right.
Blech. Right. I feel you.
They've given him more that's what made this new God of War better, was the fact that he had his interactions with his son that gave him a little bit more character and personality, which I appreciated. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm certainly gonna play it. I'm excited to play it. I'm probably not gonna play it right away. I think just to give it some space and let people kind of enjoy it how they will. I think I'm gonna play the Sonic game first, which is obviously I don't think it's gonna be nearly as good as God of War, but I just want to kind of give myself some space from it, and I can approach it without everyone else's opinions.
Word.
Impacting how I play it.
Understandable.
So, what about you?
I've never been a God of War fan. I'm just kind of indifferent on it. I don't really care, and I probably won't play it. I'm sorry. That's just me. But yeah, man, go ahead. You guys have fun with it. Lastly, IGN gives Black Panther a infamous 7. Do you care?
No.
Me either. Has IGN ever given anything not a 7?
Rarely.
Okay. 7G, and somebody in the Discord called it 7G.
I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes. I don't care what with IGN has to say about anything.
Me neither.
I know that it's been doing really well on Rotten Tomatoes. Just to update, it's at it's at 86 on Rotten Tomatoes. So, it's somehow it's not as good as the first one. Fuck you, like whatever, bro. That shit. Who cares? Like. It's just one of those situations where like it has a glass ceiling where like we just assume that it can't live up to the original just because how good the original was and it doesn't matter how actually good the second one was. We just have to stick to the narrative that it can't live up to it. I'm sure it's gonna be fire. I can't wait. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Can't wait to see it. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go. Finally, we had to hold this off because somebody didn't see all the episodes. Star Wars fans, let's go. Tales of the Jedi, man. We've seen all the episodes. Just before we, get into it, how'd you feel? How'd you feel about it?
I felt good about it. I think I'm warm. I think I'm a little colder on it than you. I did like it. It was.
I think I'll say this. I did like it. I don't think. I think I like the idea of this type of show than I did this actual season of the show.
Sure,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and so that kind of gets me to where my main, not quite a gripe, but my main observation was they kind of made this thing about Dooku, which was cool. They had the one, it almost seemed like a throwaway episode about Ahsoka, which seemed to not
the one,
right. And it was a good episode. I liked it, but like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? There wasn't really anything that really came from it.
Yeah, it didn't add anything.
I didn't hate the one about her being born and stuff. I like that one. Is that the one you're talking about, or are you talking about the one where Anakin taught her how to defend herself against the clones?
I actually like that one.
Okay,
I like that one because it tied into
the way that she defended herself when Order 66 happened.
So okay, so aside, I actually forgot. I had forgotten that there was 3 Ahsoka episodes. I think, right?
I think there's 2. There's 2 Ahsoka episodes. There was
4.
There was like
Dooku
3
ones.
or 4 Dooku ones, I think.
I've forgotten about that. But either way, so my overall issue
I'll pull it up real quick.
Is like, one, like, y'all gotta retire that animation style. Like, I'm sorry, you just gotta.
They're not going to.
I know they're not, but I'm like, I'm so done with that shit. And secondly, like, okay, when we ask for new stories, this isn't exactly what we meant, bro.
Facts.
Like, y'all are still telling the same fucking story
over and over
It's
again.
just from, like, sure, like, it's slightly different because
bro?
it's a different perspective.
No, you're right. There was 3 because there was the
When
there
she
was
was
the
helping
one
the-
where she was helping the
Yeah.
the farmers and stuff.
So I'm with you where, like, I love the idea of, like, hey, let's just have like a episodic, like, chronology series or anthology series on just like random Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
That would be super dope. But like, here we go again, still telling the fucking same story about the goddamn clone. Still, like, that's not what we meant when we said we wanted new stories, bro. I want new stories from new timelines and new characters.
Why do they keep doing it?
I like.
Why? Why do they keep doing it?
They even brought Rex back in like 2 episodes.
Why do they keep doing this?
I don't understand. Like, who is it? Like, do people really like the clones and it's just us assholes that don't give a fuck about it?
So let me.
I liked the clones when I was in high school, dog, but that was 20 years
high
ago.
school.
Like, the fuck? That was so long ago, bro.
Let me say this. I will say this. I personally, if I was to have to say, if I was to have to answer what my favorite, like, timeline of Star Wars is, it probably would be the Clone Wars timeline, just because there's so many Jedi. There's multiple Jedi. There's the Separatist side of it. There's the Republic side of it. There's the Senate. There's good characters. There's so many good characters. But like, that doesn't, like, stop.
Well,
We have infinite amount of.
But see, the problem though is the only reason why there's so many characters is because they keep telling. They keep making shit up in this era, right? That's why it's so fleshed out, is because they fleshed it out.
They won't stop.
Right,
And
like,
there's
that could have been the case for any
so
timeline.
many, like, High Republic, Old Republic.
Old Republic.
That's
Get this
what
High
we-
Republic shit out of here.
That's what we need is like Old Republic
Republic.
stuff. I'll say this. There were some things I liked about it. The animation style, I'm tired of it too, but I will say that I thought this was a cut above what it usually looks like.
Well,
That final season of Clone Wars was
that was fire.
the final season of Clone Wars was a cut above the usual style,
Yeah.
and I thought this was too.
Yeah, it was really just that last fight with where they brought Ray Park back.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible.
That was ridiculous. But even that whole that last season, just the animation was it was just better. They didn't move so, like, blocky.
I
You know what
fucking
I'm
hate
saying?
that, bro. I hate the way they run. It's like it literally looks like
It's
somebody playing with
it's
toys.
like fast and slow at the same time.
Right, they
So,
just like every jump is like they're weightless.
Yeah.
And then they have to it's almost like the computer forgets, like, oh wait, this character actually has weight, so then it, like, slams back to the ground. Like, dog, it's just something about it. It's too cartoony.
Yeah.
But this last season of Clone Wars was really, really good.
It was really good. But I did like some of the stuff. I don't know if I fully. I don't know if I liked the. I don't know if I liked the stuff individually as much as I liked the things that were there for like big Star Wars fans. Like Dooku is the one who erased Kamino from the archive memory. Like that was cool to me.
I was hoping we were going to get to see Cypher Diaz because I
don't think we've ever seen him. They had the Clone Wars episodes where they were unraveling that story and they came super close to figuring out what happened, and Plo Koon went to investigate and stuff. But yeah, so we got to see that. That was cool to me. I really liked how this Dooku stuff was happening in the same time as the Phantom Menace was happening. I liked that with Qui-Gon and everything. I also liked how I had to explain to Jay a lot of stuff, like cause Dooku was still kind of on the fence about completely joining Palpatine and stuff. And in the Clone Wars movie, when they capture Obi-Wan on Geonosis, and he literally tells Obi-Wan everything, and Obi-Wan's just like, no. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing the Jedi always do, So I thought that was cool.
There is a picture of Sifo Dyas from was this from Rebels or something? Was this like a Force Ghost?
That's that. Do you remember they did that like Lost season of Clone Wars where Yoda was like having these.
Oh, it was like a vision.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Yeah.
That's from.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, so I like that. I also kind of liked how now when you look back on like the first time that Darth Maul and Qui-Gon fight in the Phantom Menace, it's like a draw, and that's when they're on Tatooine, and then Qui-Gon gets back in the ship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then and now you see like Dooku kind of went to Palpatine like, yo, Qui-Gon's off limits. That's my. And then you see Palpatine kind of like the whole time the way that he's trying to get Dooku to fully join him is he's explained to him like, no, like a Sith apprentice is stronger than a Jedi master. Like you want to be a Sith apprentice. You know what I'm saying? And I think like now when they fight again, I'm pretty sure he went to Darth Maul. Was like, yo, kill him this time, and so we could show him. And that's what kind of really pissed off Dooku. And if you
you mean you said Sidious went to Maul and was like, okay, I got you.
Like kill him this time, you know what I'm saying? And then I think that's why because if you know all the stuff, Dooku was never really 100% with. He had a very similar path to Anakin. Like he felt some type of way, as we see in Tales of the Jedi when Mace Windu got the council seat instead of him. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like he was same thing that we always say, bro. He was seeing how the Jedi were, and this is where this is probably where Qui-Gon got it from, but just getting kind of turned off by their
the politics
stuff and the political affiliation and all that, and that kind of drove him away too. And then, like I said, even still, he was kind of doing his own thing on the side with like the Separatist Alliance, because like that's separate from what Palpatine was doing, and they kind of came together. Because that the common goal was, he was tired of the Jedi. So I thought it was cool, man. That kind of stuff. But yes, this animation style, telling these same stories with these same people, I'm a little tired of it too.
Yep. But to your point though about the concept of this story, like the concept of Tales of the Jedi being like a anthology of stories about Jedi, would be I hope that in seasons to come they introduce us to someone either new
or just tell a story of a character that just doesn't really get much screen time. Like,
right.
Okay, that's interesting.
I already have the answer to the question that I think.
Okay. So if you could pick one Jedi to have an arc on Tales of the Jedi, who would it be?
Quinlan Voss.
Love it. That's such a good one.
Because he's still alive, bro. I think. I think isn't there in
I think he is
in the Obi-Wan show. I think like there was
a Ken
reference to him.
reference.
His name was like written on the wall or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, that is a very good one. I think I would say Plo Koon. I really like Plo Koon. And he, you know what I like most about him is like, I feel like he is the way, because I think every Jedi that we see is super reflective of that like current state of like super politically driven, you know what I'm saying, Jedi, very like super ego, super naive to, you know what I'm saying, what's a Sith Lord, you know what I'm saying, I do not believe the Sith could have returned without us knowing. You know what I'm saying? Just like super ego and like very politically driven. And I think Plo Koon is like he's like one of the only people on the council that reflects like maybe what the Jedi were like before that all that stuff happened. Because he's not like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And I think it would be interesting to see something about him. And you know, he's the one who found Ahsoka too. And brung her to the Jedi.
Yeah.
He found her when she was like 2 or 3 or something like that. So I think that would be cool.
Yeah, man. Either one of those would be dope. Plo Koon, Quinlan Voss, the other guy. What's the guy with the? So Plo Koon is the one.
He's the one that wears the mask.
The mask. And what's the other one? The pink guy with the looks like Majin Buu sort of.
Yeah.
He's got a
Sussatine, I think.
Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, he's dope too.
Yeah, he's dope. Sussatine is dope. He's got a crazy dope scene in the Jindy Clone Wars. Sussatine, where he has like that space battle and he puts that helmet on and it like covers his horns. Yeah, that was really dope. But yeah, man, let's go. Now we talked about that. Let's get into the top 5 this episode. We always talk about we've talked about our favorite Star Wars characters before, but we never talk about what is, let's be honest, we want to see Jedi. We want to see lightsabers, dog. We want to see the cool stuff. Who's your top 5 favorite Jedi of all time?
Hey, bro. Let me pull out the good old-fashioned list. I do have one honorable mention, I believe. And it is Kyle Katarn, who I've talked about all the time.
Oh, yes.
Kyle Katarn is who it seemed like they were going to base Finn off of before they pooped themselves. Because, you know, he was a Jedi.
Oh, my gosh, why?
Who actually, I think he was a Jedi, he was a Padawan first, and then he defected to the Empire, and then he defected back to become a Jedi Master, like when he was old, when he was like in his 40s, it seemed like. He was also the star of the Jedi Outcast games. Really good game, really strong Jedi. And it seemed like that was the perfect path for Finn to follow, but nope. So shout out to him for being a honorable mention. All right, man, I'm going to surprise the SwordCast faithful here with my number 5.
Uh-oh.
Luke Skywalker.
No, wait, whoa.
So here's the caveat.
Hold on.
I know.
Y'all got to clip this.
All right. So, so here's my caveat. I am referring specifically to Luke Skywalker present in the new version of canon. I'm not talking about Super Luke.
We're talking about Luke that showed up in The Mandalorian.
Oh, well, that kind of was Super Luke.
That kind of was Super God Emperor.
Yeah. So maybe
Lord Luke.
Maybe I'll have to rethink this. But the version, I'm gonna stick with it because I mean it was cool. It was cool.
It was
cool. It's not we didn't really need it. I know people think that we needed it. We didn't really need it, but whatever. We got it. It was a nice little, a brownie. It was a cookie, a treat. It's fine, whatever. But the vegetables, the meat and potatoes, in my opinion, was the version of him that we saw at the end of The Last Jedi. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Where like he was flawed and like had to deal with his mental health and his depression and the decisions that he made, where he realized like, yo, like I kind of fucked up, man. Like,
yeah.
And it made him made him a more fleshed out, realistic character. And cool, if you combine it with the super Luke that you got in The Mandalorian and that you got in two seasons of The Mandalorian, actually. That was Boba Fett, where he saw him the second time. When you combine that together, you get the best of both worlds. You get a version of Luke that was powerful, and you got to see all the fanboy nerd shit that you wanted to see, and you also got to see a real human who was flawed and broken and needed to heal himself, and also still performed the greatest force feat that we've seen in canon, where he force protected himself.
Force hologram
across multiple
across
light
the world,
across the fucking universe, bro. And found a way to still outsmart Kylo Ren. So that was a good scene. I like that version of Luke. I don't think we needed the super Luke version that we got in the books, because that was no fun. He was literally just Jesus Christ. That's literally, I mean, like, seriously, he was Jesus the Christ.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so that was my number 5. I just thought of another honorable mention. Shout out to Ben Solo.
Oh, that's a creative one there.
Because I hated that he died at the end of Rise of the Skywalker. He didn't need to, in my opinion, but I love the redemption arc.
That's like the one thing about that movie that just really makes me upset.
He didn't need to die.
He did not need to die at all.
Not at all. But his dog, the scrap that he had with the what was those guys called? The League of Shadows. What's the name of the crew that he was in?
Oh, Knights of Ren.
The Knights of Ren.
This dude said the League of Shadows.
I forgot.
That's like from a whole nother.
All right. I mean, I knew it wasn't
fictional property.
I was saying it to try to jog your memory, and it worked.
Was it a House of Black? Or,
right. Was it the House Targaryen? Fucking Jon Snow, the Night's Watch.
Man.
So yeah. Oh, Kyle Katarn was 50 when he came back. Damn, that's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, that version of him, that scrap that he had with the Knights of Ren at the end of that movie was one of the best lightsaber fights that we've seen live action. And also the dual fight that he had as Darth Ren, Jesus Christ, as Kylo Ren with I don't know shit about Star Wars. With Kylo Ren and Rey together against the Inquisitors, or whatever the red guys were called.
Yeah.
That was awesome too. But he doesn't make the top 5 because he's dead, unfortunately. Number 4.
Dead.
Revan.
Oh,
because he was a Jedi.
You sir.
Yeah,
I see what you're on.
Revan is also me. He's also you. He's any of us. He is kind of super interesting that they like made a character with a whole backstory, but they also did it so creatively that you got to like create the backstory.
Yeah.
In the game.
Good stuff, man.
Really clever storytelling.
They need, and you know what? They need to redo that game. And
yeah.
No,
I think they are. I think they are going to do it.
But I don't just like touch it up a little bit. Literally remake it. Yeah. Because the game, those Old Republic games are amazing.
Right.
They deserve to be fully remade. Mm-hmm. Not just touching the graphics up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, no, they need to full from scratch remake those games.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep the same story. Change the combats the way it is in the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Hell yeah.
So where it's like that mixture between like a hack and slash and like RPG a little bit.
That's the way it needs to be moving forward.
If they remade those games like they did Final Fantasy VII remake, oh my gosh.
And there's as far as Revan is concerned, the fact, I say it jokingly, but like, I don't know that there is a confirmed anything for Revan. There's not a confirmed gender, a confirmed race.
Yeah.
Anything, right?
No, because he was a video game character that you kind of like how you have your Shepard in Mass Effect. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like
exactly.
it was like that.
But they
so.
were able to make him canon because they never showed his face, right? And we keep saying him, but it could just as easily been her. So yeah, that would be amazing to see more stories about Revan. I keep seeing this fan theory about Keanu Reeves playing Revan, which I just feel like is just the perfect casting.
Yeah, that is absolutely that's such a good casting.
And then Revan also has probably the coolest costume ever. Certainly for Star Wars, maybe one of the coolest costumes.
He's got
and
one
like
of the best.
The history of fiction.
He just
bro.
looks awesome.
He looks sweet as fuck.
Cool mask too. Like
cool mask, cool robe. Both his light side and dark side both
lightsabers.
Look cold. He's one of the only people to use a purple lightsaber. Him and Mace Windu. So yeah, shout out to Revan, my dog. Number 3, I just talked about him, Quinlan Vos.
Hey, black
with locks. Right. And I put him high because I'm sort of trying to project into the universe that I want to hear more stories about him, bro. Like, I want to explore. Like, if we don't have season 2 of Tales of the Jedi feature Quinlan Vos, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, bro. Like, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me something else. And they keep teasing it because they I feel like they wouldn't have given us that teaser in Obi-Wan if they didn't plan on doing something with him at some point.
Yeah, he's got some very good even like if you were reading some of the old Legends stuff, he had a very dope he had a really dope comic book series with him and his Padawan, who was Ayla Sakura, the blue girl with the, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was really dope.
He had a bunch of scraps with Asajj Ventress. Well. Yeah.
And he also was kind of, one of the people who was kind of like, like, I kind of like not trying to do all the stuff that the Jedi do,
Facts.
Like I kind of am in love, and I kind of like, what I'm saying.
And he also, I don't know if he was like flirting with the dark side in the way that Mace Windu did with his lightsaber style
form, yeah.
But I know that he was close to Qui-Gon in terms of being like a gray Jedi who like believed in generally what the Jedi stood for, but also like some of the shit y'all be on is like nonsense.
Yes.
And I'm here for the complicated character always. So shout out to Quinlan Vos.
Boom.
Number 2, man, you can make a case for this gentleman to be quite possibly the greatest Jedi of all time. Like his resume has no peer, right? He has no peer when it comes to the shit that this nigga has been through from day one until his dying day. He's not my favorite Jedi of all time, but like it's hard to argue that anybody is a greater Jedi.
The way that you worded that was hilarious.
I'm just saying, bro. Like he's been through some shit, dog.
Bro, no, absolutely.
He's not my favorite. He's my second favorite. He's not my favorite Jedi of all time, but it's hard to argue that anybody has had a greater Jedi career than Obi-Wan Kenobi, bro.
Let's go.
This guy, he was in all of the shit from the jump until the end. He was on the front lines,
He was in all
bro.
the stuff.
He was in all the scraps.
Bro, Obi-Wan was literally dressing in clone armor and on the actual battlefield.
Right.
Like not just fighting like Sith and like enemies one-on-one. Like he was on the actual battlefield and like leading troops against armies of like droids and stuff.
And he's just like, he's so well-rounded, right?
Bro,
like is he
legend.
as, I mean, you've heard Anakin talk about it, right? He's as wise as
he
Yoda.
has all the he is the cleanest mix of all the best Jedi masters.
Is he quite as like force sensitive as Yoda?
You know
quite.
Who Obi-Wan is he's Kakashi. Like he's the most. He got a little bit of all the stuff. He's not the best at any one thing, but he's got all.
He's not quite as force sensitive as Yoda, but he's close. He's not quite as powerful as Mace Windu, but he's close. He's not quite the swordsman or the lightsaberman as Anakin, but he's close. Right? Like he's like excellent at everything.
Yep.
And like doesn't really have any weaknesses, except for his his fling with what's her name?
Duchess Satine.
Duchess Satine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really into the the theory that Obi-Wan was Sabine's father. That would have been wasn't that a theory for a while?
It was a theory. Yeah,
that would have been kind of
Rebels.
cool.
That would have been dope. Actually, would have been really cool because Bo-Katan was Duchess Satine's sister.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That would have been really good. Why didn't they do that?
Because they can't. It's Obi-Wan. You got to make sure that he's can't get into no shit.
That would have been really good.
It would have been amazing. Because you remember in Rebels is better than people give credit for.
Yeah, especially like the later episodes.
Hell yeah.
The earlier stuff is kind of campy, but
it
like
is because I don't really like Ezra, and I don't like what's his name either.
Kanan. Yeah, he just looks too regular to me.
That nigga looked like Shaggy dude if he was a fucking Jedi, bro.
Looks like his name is Ryan.
Right. But
Kyle,
there were some really I liked some of the stuff that they were building in terms of the lore, and Sabine was a good character, and they kept flirting with her being force sensitive with her her dealings with the Darksaber and all of that.
Yeah, would have been fantastic.
Yeah, so yeah, shout out to Obi-Wan, greatest Jedi of all time. My favorite Jedi of all time though is definitely Mace Windu.
Hey,
probably the Super Luke, Yoda, and Mace Windu, right? Like probably the third most powerful Jedi ever. Of all time. Bro, flat out beat Sidious fair and square,
one-on-one,
full stop. In a scrap that Sidious was not trying to lose. That nigga was soundly defeated.
He was not trying to
It was not. I don't care about no, hey, I'm just going to pretend to lose so I can push.
I need him.
No. I'm sure he probably had that in the back of his mind. Oh, in case I do lose because this nigga is a beast, I have that in my back pocket. But he was not trying to lose that scrap.
No, he definitely wasn't trying to lose that scrap. And if people who think otherwise, y'all gotta lay off of that because he was. Let me try to die real quick.
Right,
nah.
no. Hey, y'all want to know how cold Mace Windu is? Ask General Grievous about Mace Windu.
Oh man, the whole reason General Grievous is
a corpse. Look, basically,
I'm gonna just let me just sidestep here. If y'all listening and you have never seen the original 2D Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars show from 2003, you have to watch it. It is amazing. It's the best version of General Grievous that we've ever seen on screen. It's the best version of everybody. It's literally, Star Wars has never given us anything like this since this show came out. There's so much action. The fight scenes are ridiculous. And it leads, I know technically it's whatever, supposedly not canon anymore. I think that's ridiculous because it literally, there's stuff from this show leads into Revenge of the Sith.
Yep.
Things that happen in this show, the after effects are in Revenge of the Sith. So I don't think it's possible for you to say that it's not canon, but whatever.
Yeah, the entire reason why
dog, this is maybe outside of a one-on-one fight, this, in my opinion, is probably the greatest Star Wars scene ever.
Bro, is he just scrapping with?
Bro, he kills he literally kills thousands of droids.
He
thousands.
Just socking androids
by himself. Kung fu.
Right. Yeah.
No, then he destroys this entire ship by himself.
Yeah.
Insane.
No, he is absolutely one of the most powerful beings in all of Star Wars.
Bro, then there's a part at the end where they're fighting a battle on Coruscant and he doesn't have a ship and he literally cuts down an android ship and then jumps on it and uses it as a surfboard. It's crazy.
He force choked General Grievous right in the breather,
and that's why he can't talk.
That's the reason why that nigga is basically a corpse inside of a box.
That's why he got asthma in the Revenge of the Sith.
Right. Shit, bro. Right. Nah, Mace Windu on that ass.
Yes, one of the absolute goats, man.
Yep. So top 5: old Luke, Darth Revan, Quinlan Vos, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu.
Boom. Love it. Let's go. I got some honorable mentions as well, man. Killing Voss, love him, super interested in that character. I really, 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 really hope that they do what I want them to do, man. I really hope that they give us more on him. I think he's one of those. He's in that like top tier of Jedi who deserve to be like fleshed out more, because he's like there, present in everything. There's always like little hints of him, even in Phantom Menace. Like you know, he's like sitting in that little, in the little like cantina that they're in. You know, so
on Tatooine, I think.
Yeah, on Tatooine, he's a character that I think we need to see a lot more of. Another honorable mention, Shakti, man. I like her. She's the red one. She's got a crazy fight scene in that Clone War in the 2003 Clone Wars show as well. Another honorable mention. I'm gonna give honorable mentions to Ayla Secura. That's Kellen Voss's Padawan, the blue girl. She's really dope too. And then I'm gonna give honorable mention to Yoda, and then Mace Windu, man. I love Yoda and Mace, but just as I got older, they kind of really bother me with just their approach to everything.
No, they're definitely like in it for the political.
Yeah, so they kind of fell off my list for me just because of that. But let's get in this top 5, man. Coming in at number 5. I got Ahsoka Tano, man. Let's go. I love Ahsoka. She is such a good character. They did such a good job of building her character, because she started off as super annoying.
Agreed.
And then she just, kind of was matured super fast. And then when you see her in Rebels and in that final season of Clone Wars, like she is just a full on, like she just represents that. That same thing that Qui-Gon did, and she just really was off the Jedi Order, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They did her dirty. They wanted to take her back, and she was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So she, and I mean, just skills, man. She skills with the saber. She's unbelievable. She's one of the best Star Wars characters, in my opinion. I love her. She survived Order 66. Just insanely skilled fighter. Just one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. So shout out to Ahsoka.
Agreed.
And that fight with Darth Maul, one of the absolute greatest lightsaber fights in Star Wars history.
So good. So
good, man. Let's go, man. Coming in at number 4, I'm going Plo Koon. This is another Jedi who I want to see a lot more of. I talked about earlier. He just reminds me of what the Jedi were probably like before all the political stuff happened. And again, one of my hopes is that we actually get in the Ahsoka show that's coming out, which I'm super excited about, because they're saying that this is gonna be like a samurai type of show.
Really?
Yeah. I'm really hoping that we get, because Ahsoka and Plo Koon are very close, and well, they were obviously before he died in Order 66, but she, like I said, he's the one that found her, bring her to the Jedi Order. They're both, if you watched Clone Wars, like they have a lot of moments where they kind of, they still have that connection with each other throughout the show. She's almost like, she's almost like, I know everybody like sees her with Anakin, but like Plo Koon's kind of like her grandfather a little bit.
Yeah.
And so like even when the Jedi were, when she got framed, that's kind of the thing that drove her away from the Jedi Order. Like Plo Koon was the one that was kind of being like, well, like, are we sure? You know what I'm saying? Like he was the only one that wasn't being like a complete robot about it. You know what I'm saying? And he's dope, man. He's a really good, the scenes that he does have in Clone Wars, he's obviously really skilled fighter. So I want to see more on him. And there's some comic books, bro, where he has like this. He's got like a lightsaber gauntlet, and it's like 2 sabers that come out of it.
That.
Bro,
Yeah,
he's
it's like one of those like ninja.
Like he's a cool character, man. Like they need to do some more stuff with him. So I got Plo Koon at number 4. Coming in at number 3, I got Kit Fisto, man.
Hey,
I like this guy too. Again, talking about that Jindy 2D Clone Wars show. Go back and watch it. He has, again, if that Mace Windu scene is the best scene, like this is the second best one. He goes to this.
When he was underwater.
Yes, he goes to like and then like if you, I remember reading in some of the old comics, he has two crystals in his lightsaber, and the other one is what allows it to work underwater.
Yep.
And he just has like this crazy underwater fight scene, and he makes like this force it's like this force it's like a bubble thing, and he like shoots it at people. It's really dope. Again, he's another sweet character. He's kind of same as like Kenlin Voss. Like he was like, and him and Ayla Secura were like together kind of in secret in the same way that like Anakin was with Padme. Kit Fisto, another really good character. In the 3D Clone Wars show, he straight up washes General Grievous.
Yeah,
he fights him and cuts him in half, and then fights him again at the end and flat out beats him again. Yep. So Kit Fisto is another really good character. So he's my number 3. Coming in number 2. Let's go, man. You know I love Qui-Gon. Got Master Qui-Gon coming in at number 2. I think Qui-Gon's my favorite human looking Star Wars character. He just looks like a samurai. He's got long hair, long beard, super wise. I love how he was just always walking that middle path, you know what I'm saying? I read some of his older comics, like he's got some similar stuff too that made him, you know, understand both sides. Like he had like a girl that he liked that dies, you know what I'm saying, and it kind of really pissed him off, you know what I'm saying, and he came close to, you know, turning to the dark side. So and he's just like, I think outside of Yoda, he might be like the next wisest, you know, and he might even be. I'm actually gonna say he's more wise because he never fell into that political thing that Yoda did. You know what I'm saying? So I would say he might be the wisest Jedi ever. And again, we all know he was the first one to achieve the Force Ghost thing. So shout out to Qui-Gon. And then of course, number 1. I mean, best track record. This dude beat Prime Vader. This dude beat Vader again. Just Obi-Wan
nobody has a better resume than him.
He's just in a different class, man. Like I love Obi-Wan. Hello there. I love his little lightsaber, his little, you know what I'm saying?
I have a love-hate relationship. It's a little cheesy, but the fact that he commits to it so much, it's like, all right, fine.
I love Obi-Wan, man. He's such a good character. Yeah. So I love Obi-Wan. I don't really gotta say much about him. You already know that's my guy. So that's my top 5 favorite Jedi, man. Ahsoka Tano number 5, Plo Koon number 4, Kit Fisto number 3, number 2 Qui-Gon, and number 1 Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Boom.
Everybody in the Discord, let us know your top 5 favorite Jedi. And like I did say, we are going to do a definitive top 10. I didn't do it for this episode because I wanted to talk about Tales of the Jedi. So we will do it next episode. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.